Okay, so hello everyone. Today we'll be tackling about logic. So first of all, what is logic? It is the study of formal reasoning based upon statements and propositions. It evolved out of a need to fully understand the details regarding to the study of math. And the idea of logic was a major achievement of Aristotle himself because of his efforts to come up with the correct system of mathematical reasoning. He was able to codify and synthesize these laws into a separate field of study.
To sum up things up, math logic is the study of argumentations. Then, on the other hand, what is an argument? An argument is the series of statements that includes two things. Number 1, premises. Number 2, conclusion. Premises are the statements that we presuppose, or these are our assumptions. On the other hand, conclusion is the statement that we therefore conclude. For example, Asians are friendly. Filipinos are Asians. So, Filipinos are friendly. Because Asians are friendly and because Filipinos are Asians, so we can therefore conclude that Filipinos are friendly. Second example. For premise number 1, P is Q. Premise number 2, R is P. So we can therefore conclude, so R is Q.
Good day. So now, I'm going to tackle valid and invalid arguments. Valid argument is an argument that is valid. It is identified as a valid argument if the premises and the conclusions matches. For example, all students have student number. He has a student number. Therefore, he is a student. As you can see, all the statements above the mentioned examples are true. Therefore, it is considered as a valid argument. Now, we'll go with invalid argument. Invalid argument is an argument that is invalid. It is identified as an invalid argument if the premises do not match with the conclusion or vice versa. For example, all cars have license plate. He owns a license plate. He owns a car. Deductive and inductive arguments. Inductive argument uses a collection of specific examples as its premises and uses them to propose a general conclusion. For example, he wears a polo. Teachers wear polo. He is a teacher. You can define if an argument is inductive when you have an evidence to suggest that a conclusion might be true, but the evidence isn't strong enough to prove that the statement is true. Some inductive arguments might not be true sometimes. Deductive argument. Deductive arguments uses a collection of general statements as its premises and uses them to propose a specific situation as the conclusion. It has two parts, the first statement or the premise and the second statement or the conclusion. How would you know if an argument is deductive? You can define if an argument is deductive if all the inferences in a conclusion are true. It is written in the form A is B, C is A, therefore C is B. For example, all cars have wheels. A Toyota has wheels. Therefore, a Toyota is a car.
Day. Okay, ang topic ko ngayon is proposition. Proposition is the basic building blocks of logic. It is defined as a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. And I have an example. The color of moon is pink. The example that I said is false because the color of moon is gray. Ngayon, magbibigay naman ako ng example na hindi proposition. So, x plus 1 is equals to 2. Yung example na yan is hindi proposition dahil meron siyang variable.
Hello everyone, we're gonna talk about simple and compound propositions. A simple proposition is just a simple statement. For example, 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. The grass is green. It is hot today. In functions, a simple proposition can be in the form of f of x is equals to square root of x over x plus 1. While compound propositions are propositions constructed using one or more propositions and they are combined together using logical connectives or logical operators.
Good day. I'll be discussing the logical operator conjunction. So the condition stated for the logical operator conjunction says that let P and Q be propositions. Conjunction of P and Q is denoted by the symbol, wherein the symbol is read as N. When both P and Q are true, only then is the compound proposition P and Q true. So here is the truth table for the conjunction. So to further understand this table, here is an example. 12 is divisible by 3 and 3 is a prime number. Let 12 is divisible by 3 be proposition P and 3 is a prime number be proposition Q. We know that the proposition P is true because 12 is divisible by 3, and we also know that the proposition Q is also true because 3 is a prime number. So let us refer to the truth table here, which states that P is true and Q is true, therefore the proposition P and Q is true. Next logical operator is disjunction. The condition stated for this is let P and Q be propositions. Disjunction of P and Q is denoted by the symbol, wherein this symbol means or. So when both P and Q are false, only then is the compound proposition P or Q false. Here is the truth table for the disjunction. So to further understand this, here is an example. 100 plus 0 equals 1000, or 5 is an odd number. Let 100 plus 0 equals 1000 be proposition Q, and 5 is an odd number be proposition P. So we know that proposition Q is false because 100 plus 0 is 100 and not 1000. And we know that 5 is an odd number is true, which is proposition P because 5 is an odd number.
Good day. Today I will be tackling about implications of logical operators. Implications are basically if and then statements. The if part is called the hypothesis, and the then part is called the conclusion, which is represented by P is equal to Q. Example is, I got a perfect score in the examination. I will treat you lunch. Then the statement would be, if I got a perfect score in the examination, then you will treat me lunch. Proper usage of grouping marks. Parentheses is used whenever the word both goes with and either goes with or. Example is both P or Q and R. Since neither P nor Q is the same as neither P or Q, and both P or Q are not, then it's denoted by this. The order of the words both and not should also be taken into consideration. Example is P and Q are not both, or P and Q are both not.
Ay,